What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Unbearable Podcast. And today we're going to be going over the AFC East and where I think each team is going to stack up in the division. Where I think they're going to finish, like floor, ceiling, kind of just like looking at the team, seeing where I think they're going to finish, and seeing where I think or how the AFC East is going to do. So we're going to go from last to first and just kind of like look over their team and explain why I think what I think. So, in last place, I think it's pretty obvious. The New England Patriots, I mean, they're rebuilding for the first time in a while. Like, obviously, they've been rebuilding since Tom Brady left, but, like, it's the first year that Bill Belichick's not there, so it's a new era. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And, yeah, they have Drake May, who looked in the preseason. Joe Milton looked good. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there because they might start Jacoby Brissett. Could start probably, if they do start Jacoby Brissett, Drake May or Joe Milton will probably be in the middle of the season when they like inevitably are doing bad. They have Ramondre Stevenson at running back. They cut Juju. I mean, they have Demario Douglas, who, I mean, it's just, they have Hunter Henry at tight end. It's not a good roster. They're not going to do that good, especially in a stacked division like the AFC East. It's just not going to be that good. I mean, yeah, it's not looking good for them. Their defense, I mean, it's really nothing to talk about. It's not good. Like at least like with bad teams like the Giants, like they have like some good players, but on this team, I mean, it's really just. It's gonna be rough. I think they're probably gonna finish around like 6 wins. We'll see. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Probably a little bit less, but we'll see. And then coming in third, I have the New York Jets. I think it's just there's too many things that could go wrong with this team to make it not good. Like we saw what happened when literally Aaron Rodgers, the only player that really got, like, obviously there's more than one player that, kind of shook it up, but it was really Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and they were like, fuck. But, I mean, he is a very good player. But I think if one thing goes wrong, they're just fucked. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting how they mesh together. Yeah, it's gonna be it's just gonna be very interesting to see how it all comes together. It's like the Cleveland Browns when OBJ joined them. Everyone thought they were gonna win the Super Bowl, and it's like, well, you gotta see how they mesh. Like it's like the Yankees. They could spend all the money on all the best players, but if they don't work well together, then it's just not gonna work. So, I mean, I think they'll probably be around 500, maybe 9 and 8, somewhere around there. Obviously, they have a very good offense. But they also are in a very good division with the Bills, who have been together for a while. They've been running the division for the past couple of years, so they know what it takes to win. They got the Dolphins, who have one of the most explosive offenses in the league. So, and they've shown that they can do what it takes to win. Maybe not in the playoffs, but in the regular season, definitely. So, I mean, I think it's just going to be a wake-up call to the Jets. I think they're going to do better than last year, obviously, but I just don't think it's going to be the success that everybody thinks is going to happen. Obviously, their offense is going to be upgraded with Aaron Rodgers. They got Breece Hall, who should have an upgraded year. I mean, they upgraded their offensive line in the draft. Their defense, obviously, very good. Sauce Gardner, who, I mean, he's very good, but I think he's a little bit overrated. I'm not going to lie. They got Quinn Williams. They got good players on their defense. They got good players on their offense. I mean, it's going to be a good team. I just don't think it's going to be a great team, especially in the division that they're in. Then, next, I do have the Buffalo Bills coming in second. Obviously, they took a hit losing Stephon Diggs, but you never know. It could help more than it hurts. Because of what happens in the locker room, but I mean, we'll have to see. There's been a lot of shaking up in the with the roster a little bit, especially on the offense. So it's going to be interesting, especially, how's Keon Coleman going to play? They're not starting Dawson Knox for the first time in a while, who I'm a big fan of Dawson Knox because he always gives me decent points on my fantasy team. So, kind of sad to see him not be a starter, but hey, is what it is. And obviously, Mitchell Trubisky, the ultimate glue guy. He's obviously, he might not be on the field, but I mean, right there, baby. He's going to be there. Yeah, I think it's going to be a decent team, but in order to win the division, especially going up against a team like Miami, you're going to need to be a great team, which is why I think the Miami Dolphins are going to win. To win the division. I think they have a great team. Obviously, Tua, if he can, be mid, that's all the team needs. Like, obviously, you want him to be better than that, but when you have offensive weapons like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, they have Odell Beckham Jr., but, we'll see how he performs. But Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, that's more than enough for a team to worry about. Yeah, they got Terry Armstead, who, dealing with I'm pretty sure he dealt with some injuries. Isn't there another Armstead? That's who I'm tweaking, bro. Who was that one player on Jacksonville? Wasn't it Jacksonville? Who, his last name's Armstead. He might be on defense. Eric Armstead. That's what it was. I saw Armstead and I was like, wasn't he a defensive end? But yeah, he was. Or he is. So different Armstead. That's what I was like, I'm definitely thinking about this wrong. But I think that the Dolphins definitely have the tools in order to win the division. I think the Bills are going to be a little bit worse than they were. I think their offense is going to do more than enough. Their defense really, just kind of has to be mid in order for them to be a good team, which I think they're going to be better than that. All right, I cut off, but like I said, I think the Dolphins are going to win the division. I think it's going to be tight, but I think the Dolphins are going to win. It's going to come down to, the last couple games, but I think the Bills are still going to be a good team this year, but I think their window is closing by the year. Their time to win a Super Bowl was a couple years ago, I'm not going to lie. So I think it's going to, start to dwindle a little bit, but hey, we'll see how it goes. That's just what I think. And until next time, don't forget to bear down.